Welcome, everybody. Day 27 of our every day 6 p.m. Pacific live streaming to our Facebook page at Wolf Camp and the Conservation College, as well as we're attempting to live stream to YouTube, trying to get up to that 1,000 subscriber threshold so that we can live stream from our really high quality phones in the field. But they require us to have 1,000 subscribers. So please head on over there to YouTube.com/Wolfcamp College. Subscribe for us so that we can get to that point and unveil the Wolf Journey Earth Conservation courses day by day, hopefully starting during the week of Earth Day, 50th anniversary coming up. And in the meantime, we're doing 3 days here around, this campfire. We got this 2 years ago when there was just incredible drought here in the Pacific Northwest and fires all over the place and all the parks. Nobody would let us have a fire, and so we had to get this little critter here. So it's coming in handy now because I can sing around it a lot easier than the smoke-filled campfire out back. Yesterday I ended with a song. I was about to sing a song by Dana Lyons called "The Tree," but I realized we had sang that about a week ago, and so I didn't want to repeat it. But I did want to mention that song is. I did end yesterday with a song about the man who planted trees and having a vision and working hard to fulfill it and manifest it. And I just want to tell you, you should go to Dana Lyons, cowswithguns.com, his website, to hear his story about how that tree song came to be, which is the tree's song, as he'll tell all about that. But what was happening at the time was there was a old growth forest that was going to be logged, and so the tribes in the area came together to put a stop to that. And as a matter of fact, the late Paul Allen passed away last year now, I think it was, bought that in association with the tribes and is now the largest preserve of old growth forest that I know of in the lower 48 here. And so I want to read that. The Lummi Indian Nation and Nature Conservancy, with help from the deep pockets of Paul Allen, are buying the largest known privately held stand of old growth forest left in the Puget Sound area. The Conservancy and tribe will co-manage 2,240-acre Arlico Creek Forest southwest of Mount Baker. It's in the watershed above where I really learned how to track animals on the South Fork of the Nooksack River. It was purchased for $7.1 million from Crown Pacific, and the site includes 656 acres of old growth forest, habitat for the marble murrelet, a bird listed as threatened, of course, under federal law. And it's also a tributary for the Lummi's Skookum Creek salmon hatchery right near where I loved and learned how to track animals. Proud day for our people, Lummi Chairman Henry Kagi said. Protecting the forest will preserve sacred Lummi cultural sites and help heal the water for the salmon hatchery. Arlico Basin has been used for generations by the Seyon, or spirit dancers, for cultural practices, Lummi officials said, and it contains Aboriginal shelter caves and other archaeological sites. Well, pretty sure that at the time, Chattaskatum Wichitalam, also known as Kenny Cooper, was the cultural resource officer at the time, and he turned me on to my very first school gig, teaching outdoor skills with the Lummi Tribal High School, and that was a challenge. I was saved by the bus drivers. They were great. Really knew how to handle the kids, and I didn't yet. I was teaching at the Waldorf School at the time and just starting up Wolf Camp. And Chattaskatum is a really integral part of the story of Dana Lyons' The Tree song and book. And so I encourage you to look deeper into that and go to listen, or maybe ask Dana Lyons about that story. You might share it on YouTube during the social distancing time. But Dana always ends every concert that I've ever heard him sing with the Hammer Song, which was written by Pete Seeger and Lee Hayes in 1949, leading up to the Peekskill riots, which I'm going to read about really in brief in a second. And so the metaphors of the Hammer Song are about labor rights and the rights that we're still fighting for today for all the people especially since our society has become even more classist over the last generation. And so one person I want to introduce that also had a vision and fought so hard for civil rights in the 20s, 30s, 40s, and throughout the 50s in the McCarthy era until he faded back in the 60s as the civil rights movement became very successful, was Paul Robeson. And the Peekskill riots were race riots directed against African Americans and Jews attending a civil rights benefit concert that took place at Cantler Manor in New York in 1949. The Catalyst and Pete Seeger first sang the Hammer song during that concert before it turned into a riot and all the people were attacked. The catalyst for the rioting was an announced concert by a Black singer and activist and actor and many acclaimed attributes, Paul Robeson, who was well known for his strong pro-trade union stance, civil rights activism, community affiliations, and anti-colonialism. And so I'm just going to sing this song in honor of Paul and Pete Seeger, who I was really proud in Madison in college to serve spaghetti to because he came and sang and talked at the Madison Folk Music Society meeting one day. It goes like this. If I had a hammer, I'd hammer in the evening. I'd hammer in the evening all over this land. I'd hammer out danger. I'd hammer out warning. I'd hammer out love between my brothers and my sisters all over this land. If I had a bell, I'd ring it in the morning, ring it in the evening, all over this land. I'd hammer out danger, I'd hammer out warning, I'd hammer out love between my brothers and my sisters all over this land. If I had a song, favorite song, I'd sing it in the morning, sing it in the evening, all over this land. I'd sing out danger, I'd sing out warning, I'd sing out love between my brothers and my sisters all over this land. I've got a hammer, and I've got a bell, and I've got a song to sing all over this land. It's a hammer of justice, it's a bell of freedom. It's a song about love between my brothers and my sisters all over this land. It's a hammer of justice, it's a bell of freedom. It's a song about love between my brothers and my sisters all over this land. Woo! Yeah, tomorrow we're going to do some classic Americana, spirituals and westerns. Feel like that was a good introduction to that. I might do another one or two lead into that as well. But, you know, it's really interesting. The songs I chose today all had a theme of love. That song, love of people, love of your country, love of your community, love of the world, love of all the people who are suffering. I don't have as much as others. And the next song is also about love, and it's the second song I ever wrote. And so and the first time I ever recorded it. So I'm gonna try it on the piano. And it was written for my one of my best high school friends, Raymond Spalding, and he's now the director of state lands in Florida. I forget what exactly the name of the department is, but my during the song when I'd just written it and I tried to perform it for the first time ever. This was 25 at least years ago. Our other best friend from high school, Rodney Branch, saved me by starting to drum, just like Kim's going to do a little bit here. And so I'll just share it with you. Needs some work, but I'd really love it if a great performer like Mike Love or somebody picked it up and did the magic that he does with loops on the foot pedals and all that sort of thing. And so this is kind of a crossover between, the Love you normally think of, and it's actually a riff on the song by Public Enemy called "Fight the Power," and my version goes like this. Love the power. Love the power. Love the power. Love the power that we. You are the one man. You are the woman. You are the children. You are the union. Water fuels and fire on earth, and blissful wings on air and earth. Strong they dance among the clouds, releasing heavy human shrouds, and down drop the walls, revealing lovers, and further climb these mating doves. Spirits are mingling, sharing skills, to beating hearts that passion fills. Love the power. Love the power. Love the power. Love the power that they develop their selves complete as individual souls appear. Both reveal their size concealed. To come so close, all parts reveal. Each empowers all around, aware of every sacred sound. All decide to feel the fun in accepting rain, rock, air, and sun. Love the power. Love the power. Love the power. Love the power that we. You are the woman. You are the woman. could develop into something. All right. We'll have to play a lot more than just during the summers around the campfire. Work on that. All right. Well, I'm going to go a little bit further, and I think I'm inspired by my wonderful wife, Kim, sitting here. I never thought I'd be able to. I thought, I should go do something else more normal so I could find somebody who, could spend the rest of my life with. They would never want to do something like do this weird seasonal summer camp thing. And then so I was giving it all up back there in 2008 or so. Had sold the camp property at Woods Lake. Met Kim. She said you know what? We should buy my grandmother's house down in Puyallup. It has a beautiful acre and a half or acre and a quarter, surrounded by a bunch of land that my grandmother sold to the city for wetlands preserve. Amazing old growth forest nearby in the park in Artesian Springs. Said that sounds like it's too good to be true. But the rest of the story is Kim married in Wolf Camp, and I married into her family. So here I am with the McKillips surrounding us, all her family. So I'm going to sing her and you our song, which was written by John Denver. Now his story is not, it's a bit tragic, but he tried his best throughout life, and wow, is he an incredible songwriter and singer. I have to figure out how to play it. There it is. It goes like this. You filled up my senses like a night in the forest, like the mountains in springtime, like a walk in the rain, like a storm in the desert, like a sleepy blue ocean. You fill up my senses. Come fill me again. Come let me love you. Let me give my life to you. Let me drown in your laughter. Let me die in your arms. Let me lay down beside you. Let me always be with you. Come let me love you. Love me again. You fill up my senses like a night in the forest, like the mountains in springtime, like a walk in the rain, like a storm in the desert, like a sleepy blue ocean. You fill up my senses. Come fill me again. Well, looking at the old clock, and it looks like I'm going to have time for the next song. Yeah. Could you bring over the compost? Because we, started out the first on day one and day two. Day two is actually on compost. And we have 2 compost bins. And then we have a bunch of other things to start developing. And we're going to have to go finally dump the compost. Bring those on over here.
Don't open them up for people.
And this right here is a symbol of love, if you ask me. Compost. Compost is an act of love, because I found out in our vows were just one line that after many years, we got married when we were a little older, so we knew this. Love is a act, not a feeling. And so every day, for the rest of your life, I will love you. And that's a vows that you can have for your community, vows that you can have for this world, vows that you can have for the less privileged, who, we feel like we're suffering every day, have been confined to our homes a bit during this time and not being able to do everything we want to do. Can you imagine not having a home? No matter what the cause. Saw a great video today on the Prison Compassion Project, I think it was, and it's amazing. It kind of helps develop an understanding for and a love for even those who we don't want to forgive, because we realize it's more often than not, vast majority of the time, a generational thing that is learned, is passed down. And so I will love you for the rest of your life, and choose to do that every day, no matter whether or not I feel like it. So I'm going to sing a great song to close. And I encourage everybody, just like it said in John Denver's Annie song, to get outside, fill up your senses, and just in your backyard. And that's what the Wolf Journey Earth Conservation course is about. And having it's been out of print for 20 years, and now I'm rewriting it and going to publish it once we get to those 1,000 YouTube subscribers, so we can broadcast the each of the field experiences out in the field to YouTube and to Facebook Live simultaneously, hopefully, Kim and I holding phones in each of our hands. And it just really is to get outside and to study a square foot in your yard, or just the edge of your yard, or maybe just on your porch with the pots of plants that you have around you and things that you can see out in front of you. And so this song is also by Lee Hayes, who also co-wrote with Pete Seeger the Hammer song, and goes something like this. If I should die before I wake, all my bones and sinew take, put me in the compost pile, decompose me for a while. Worms, water, sun will have their way, returning me to common clay. All that I am will feed the trees and little fishes in the seas. When radishes and corn you munch, you may be having me for lunch, and then excrete me with a grin. Shortland, there goes Chris again. But hopefully I'll see you tomorrow for part 3 of the concert. All right, everybody, be well.